Hi guys, this is episode 2 of Grow with IMRN JH series. Before that, I would like to explain to you all the changes I did to my content production. Number 1, the lighting. I'm kind of using blue light with orange light, just mixing a bit so that it looks more fresh. A clean desk with just one single microphone. The reason why I would like to focus more on audio is because previously when I posted my last video in TikTok, someone mentioned that I could maybe purchase a better mic or do a better audio. So this time, hopefully, this particular episode, the audio is good. Next thing is my background. I'm trying to keep it as plain as possible with a single tree just to make it more enticing, I would say. In the next future episodes, if things are going good, I will try to make something interesting in the background. Okay, that's it for content production. Let me just focus on the episode today. A recap. If you all remember in episode 1, I have 3 customers that I'm running cold email campaigns. I'm going to talk about them in today's episode. Today's episode is going to be super technical and long because I'm going to explain the cold email campaigns that I'm running for them, the scripts, the latest results that they got, and then also certain conversations of how me and my client talk, and then why sometimes do I rush for campaigns or why do I not rush for campaign. It really depends on the chemistry I have with the clients. So this is the topic for today. Let's go and continue watching the video. Now I'm going to walk through the 3 clients that I'm working with. I've labeled them as client A, and then client B, and client C. Like I say, this video is going to be a bit long because I'm going to share every exact campaign that I wrote for them. Not only that, the results they obtain, and then what are the things I'm trying to do to fine tune them. Okay, to understand this campaign structure better, you have to watch the video I've created before of how do you craft your MTC campaigns. To just recap, in a minute, MTC campaigns is how you try to test with minimum lead size in multiple rounds before you scale your campaigns. And then to understand the campaign naming convention, you have to watch that video. For instance, this is my first batch. VM is my client's company name. MTC, micro batch testing campaign. This is campaign A. I've already gone multiple rounds for this client, and then this is sequence 1. So sequence 2, sequence 3, and then campaign B, you can see this as campaign B. Okay, now let's begin. Campaign A, sequence 1. First name, open to Quicks Op Audit. Okay, when you take a look at this particular copywriting that I take a look at, let me just explain. I introduce the client as my name, and then in short I want to explain what I do, the services. When I particularly say 5 to 25 people, it means that I want to be as exact as possible to show the lead that I know what type of company they are. At the same time, this information I got from my own client. Here is an offer that I'm providing, saying that I'm currently providing complimentary consultation audits to selected companies that I potentially feel I could help. The lead magnet my particular client could provide was a complimentary consultation audits. In that audits, I also mentioned in the email what are the things we're going to do. They can explain what are the operational tasks they do, and then we tell them the immediate fixes. So this particular email is mainly telling the purpose of what we do, and then straight away explaining the lead magnet. For sequence 2, what we do now is we use sequence 2. Instead of telling them that you never read my email or whatsoever, what we say is, take a look at my website. I have clients who has benefited from these sessions. Why do I use this technique is because my client has a website and he has worked with multiple clients, so I'm using this as an opportunity to showcase that his clients do get the benefits that he mentioned. That's the reason why I use this email, not to ask them to look back at the email saying that they forgot to read the email or they are busy. Instead of that, I use it as a point to explain to them that look at my testimonial, but it also acts as a reminder. And then if you see this particular thing here, companyname.com, you cannot list the exact company name with hyperlink. It's going to affect your deliverability. That's the reason why I kind of put it like that .com. But at the start I find it weird, but when I'm sending the email, I think that the leads are okay with it. Now to summarize, that's sequence 1, sequence 2, and then sequence 3. Sequence 3, frankly, I do not have any hope. I just try to, as of when I was writing this campaign, I just sent sequence 3, just trying my luck whether they reply. Actually, I don't really expect them to reply either. This particular campaign is just telling them, I know you do not have time, so why not just send over your immediate fixes in the email, then I will see what I can do the fixes, and then I will send you back in the email. I want to keep the third email as short and possible, even though I'm not hoping them to reply, just the 2% hope that I have that let's make it as short as possible, and then let's try. Particularly my 3 email sequences, the third email doesn't work that much. That's the analysis I can do across all the campaigns I do. That's the summary. First one, give your lead magnet. Second campaign, instead of a reminder, provide a testimonial to showcase what are the benefits you gave them. The third one is just asking them to reply to this email with their immediate fixes so that we can get the job done fast for them. That's campaign A. Now going on to campaign B, it's kind of similar to these campaigns. I would say the copywriting changes. If I'm not wrong, the subject line is the same, but if you take a look at the copywriting, it's a bit different. Here, I directly say that I help the marketing agencies provide with 5 to 25 people. Let's take a look here. Yes, I say that here is SMEs. This particular copywriting I would have taken from the round 2. Again, to understand why I take from the round 2, you have to watch the MTC video. Okay, like I say, campaign B, so not much of a difference, just maybe shortening the lines and then kind of explaining the same thing of why you cover in audit. In the sequence 2 of campaign B, the subject line is different. Again, it's kind of similar to the sequence 2 of campaign A. Here we ask them to go and take a look at the past client section. Here we give the exact place to go and visit, and we also give the exact testimonial of who the person is when he's talking. So just to be more specific, I feel that it do helps when you give the details. That's the difference between campaign B sequence 2 and campaign A sequence 2. Campaign A sequence 2 focuses on just general, asking them to look for testimonials. Here we give a particular person's one which is related to them. As you can see in this example, we are mentioning Growth Labs, a marketing agency. This is because the leads that we are targeting is also marketing agency. Yeah, so it's the same. If you look at the postscript here, it's just telling the truth. Hope you don't mind. I'm sharing the link this way to make sure it lands in your inbox. Why I'm mentioning this is because sometimes I find it that some people might find it weird that I'm sending the link in this way. So sometimes I use postscript as a way to just tell the truth of why am I sending it in that way. For sequence 3 is the exact same, no difference. Campaign C, this time I'm changing the subject line and then here, instead of just telling the purpose of me helping marketing agency, I'm also using a testimonial in the first sequence itself, and then the rest of it is the same. So the difference between the three sequence one campaigns, if you see here, I'm being very direct saying that I help SMEs. Here I'm trying to say that I help marketing agencies because I kind of target marketing agencies. For campaign C, I'm just adding a bit of detail saying that I recently just helped GrowFlap, which is also a marketing agency. That's the difference. Same copy style, but just a tweaking of the lines. For campaign C sequence 2, it's also the same as campaign B. Yep, this is also the same. Yeah, that's it. If you take a look at client A, the main differences is campaign A I took from the previous round since it was a winning campaign. Campaign B was sort of being very specific, saying that we are targeting marketing agencies, and then adding a new style of doing specific testimonial. And then for campaign C, the sequence one, we just added a line saying that we help these marketing agencies, so it's easier to call them for an audit. And then for campaign C, yes, the rest is the same. Okay, now if I was to take a look at the results, these three, campaign A, campaign B, campaign C, for this particular client was round 3. We targeted marketing agencies. I would say that I get replies, but we fail to get a meeting. Yup, never get a meeting yet. So I think that targeting marketing agencies is not kind of our target. We need to do a tweak in round 4. Let me just give you some replies that we got. Okay, for the first campaign A, we got a person. Yeah, this is not a good reply. He's basically advising us why cold email is not good. This is a negative reply, but I do entertain some of these negative replies to see where we stand. Yep, I love negative replies sometimes because I try to entertain them, message, and then see in their point of view why do they say it's not a good cold email, or sometimes why are they not interested in our services. So I really do that a lot. Again, I got a negative reply, and then when I'm messaging them asking why they are not interested, sometimes they say that okay, let me just read this thing. Yep, so what they say that let me just read. Okay, I got the message. So what they say is this isn't business critical for us at the moment. I will reach out if when it becomes so. Okay, just by me continue my text to them, even though they told me that take me off your mailing list. So what I'm telling is, when they give me a negative response, me asking them why are they not interested, and then continuing the conversation, I get the reasons of why they're not interested. It's simple, they're not business critical. One thing I learned from these MTC campaigns for this particular client is, whenever I get a negative reply, I get closer to the understanding of why particular clients do not interested in the cold email I send. I really know the reasons now. Now I'm aging towards the target demographics of who I should reach out to. That's one thing that I know. Okay, so let me check campaign B. Okay, campaign B, we had a good positive reply from a client, but what he told that, okay, this was the email where I shared to him saying that under our clients section, see the particular video testimonials from this particular CEO, the one that I mentioned to you. What he said was, thanks for following up and sharing the testimonial. At the moment, we are not looking for external consulting. We are still small but growing team, and right now our focus is finding. Yep, and then they are telling me what they are finding. Yep, so this again is a good response, even though it doesn't generate meetings, to understand that the testimonial video does work, but these are not the people whom we should be reaching out to. That's the thing I learned from this campaign. But the testimonial of giving specifics does work actually. Okay, campaign C, if I take a look, yeah, this one is the best. Sometimes I get this funny cold email where I'm trying to ask them reasons of why they are not interested. They are telling me no thanks, please stop before my language deteriorates. Sometimes some of these leads do reply very harshly, but as cold email guys, we shouldn't take it to heart and then just continue. Yep, this is the summary, that we do get replies, but again, not the ones that we generate meetings. And since this is MTC, we do expect this type of small amount of replies only before we scale. Now it's time to go for round 4. We will need to either tweak the audience or tweak the copy. Regarding what's going to happen in round 4, I will talk in the upcoming videos. Okay, now to continue in client B. Okay, to talk about client B. Yes, this is a client that he was rushing for me to launch the campaign as fast as possible. I've posted a video recently. I launched the campaign in just 2 hours. That's the same client I'm going to talk about. Okay, this campaign was launched very fast, but it didn't compromise any quality. There's not much results for this client since it was launched 2 days back. And then Friday was the only day it ran. There was no replies or whatsoever. And then the second day is already a weekend. But I will go on and explain what is the idea behind these campaigns, and then let's see how can I launch this fast actually. Okay, when I'm launching this fast, I try to keep my lead magnets, the usual ones that I use, which I'm very familiar with. Okay, now if you take a look at campaign A, I'm using the competitor strategy. This client B has worked with a client that is an accounting firm in the UK, and then they benefited hugely. So what I do is I tell, my cold email is focusing on telling that, hey, I have worked with this particular client. This is how they benefited. Now, would you be able to come to a complimentary audit call? First half of the email focuses on giving a kind of credibility that I've already worked with similar people in your industry. The second half of email focuses on me giving my lead magnet of audit call. That's the campaign A, sequence 1. Okay, also just to give you all a note, when you all see this spam checker status, it means that after me crafting my emails, I always do a spam checker status to make sure that I do not have a lot of spam words. Most of my email does go for grade, but some of my emails I'm okay with it being okay. So if you all need to know, the website is spam checker. This is the website. Just paste it and then continue tweaking it accordingly. Okay, now I'm going to sequence 2. For sequence 2 is the same, kind of similar, saying that again giving a bit of credibility, saying the competitor name will help. At the same time giving a reason. Okay, I understand that you did not take up the audit I offered. Now, again, I do not want to use it as a reminder email, yet I'm using another strategy just to give a reminder. Okay, to make things simple. In my email style, I do not usually send any reminder email saying that, hi, I know that you are very busy, never read my email, or that style of email. What I do is I give another thing to them just to serve as a reminder also. Another free lead magnet or whatsoever, but it's a follow-up email. Here, I tell them that I understand you never take up the audit I offered, but I want to give you something to gain my trust. Because cold email is the leads are cold. You do not understand why they do not want to take up you. To gain trust, I want to give them something just to make sure they believe me. Now I have a ebook that my client is willing to give to the leads, which is how you own your culture. Now I'm asking them, telling that, do you want this copy? Here this sequence is mainly focusing up on building trust, trying to convert the cold to warm lead. That's the idea of this email. And then the spam checker status is great. Okay, now a summary also for client B. If you take a look, most of my sequences is just two. I send first email and then only second email. This is because when I attended a clay workshop, we were having discussion with other agency owners, and then I kind of start feeling that 2 emails is more beneficial than having 3 emails. So kind of this time I'm trying to only send 2 emails for my clients. So I have to see how it performs actually, to see whether 2 emails or 3 emails is more beneficial. Okay, now moving on to campaign B. This email, if I'm not wrong, okay, yes, I remember. This is the Alex Homozy style. Just build curiosity straight away, saying that I'm not pitching what I do. I'm not saying how I'm going to help. It's just me asking, are you looking to improve team culture? This invokes curiosity according to Alex Homozy. I'm waiting to see whether it works. That's it for campaign B, sequence 1. Yep, that's it for campaign B. Okay, now for, like I say, I think that's the copy that I wrote. Okay, for client B, mainly I do not have any results at the moment that I can share. I will post in the upcoming shots that I create. For client C, now I'm going to explain. I have campaign A, campaign B, and campaign C, if I'm not wrong. Yep. Okay, campaign A, this one is first thing first. This particular sequence one, we straight away explain what we do. I am, for instance, IMRN from Hive Media. We build automated outreach systems that generate qualified leads in this one. The reason is I want to tell them what I do. Next, we straight away say that the lead magnet that my client can provide. They can provide 200 leads from their system, and then reply yes, and I send it over. Also, we give them additional details in postscript saying that share me your lead criteria. We share the specific list. Okay, now the style of these emails usually I write is first tell them what you do. Next, give your lead magnet. Third, always in the postscript use like a technique to say the truth. For example, you know that you need more details. Instead of mentioning it in the top email, you can mention it in the postscript. That's how I currently craft my emails. That's the style I do. And I try to keep it as short as possible to make sure that they do not feel very long and then they do not want to reply. And then this reply yes, and I'll send it over. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm just trying it because I see that it's working across. For the subject line, like I told you, my subject is usually very genuine and then straightforward. It's related to the email. I don't do funny kind of subject line. So if you see this subject line is just get your 200 leads immediately, then when you go inside, I'm going to mention the same thing. For sequence 2, another follow-up email with not actually following up. Now I'm asking them, since you didn't ask for the 200 leads earlier, we can realize that they are not interested basically, which means that they are having a good lead system. Now I'm trying my luck again to push the button further, asking them that, do you have the capacity to handle more leads? I'll be happy to send it over to you. Now, once they never reply to my initial email, I know that they are most likely not going to reply to us, but we are still trying our best to say that, okay, if you got more capacity, I can send you extra. And again, my post script is me trying to say other stuff that I wouldn't want to mention in the email, trying to be a bit more making it more, what would I say, like a joke or like a fun tone actually. So I was saying that, okay, I'm going to throw 100 extra leads, but if you don't reply the same day, I'm going to minus 10 away. Then just say, I'm kidding, I'm going to send 300 anyway. This particular sequence to what I was trying to do is I wanted to see whether sometimes trying to be more fun emails, does it work? That's the idea of this particular email postscript. Okay, now campaign B, we are totally using a different lead magnet. The first lead magnet for campaign A was to send a lead list, and then for campaign B is to give free analysis of an outrage system. If you have read Alex Homer's 100 million leads book, this lead magnet, what it does is you reveal to them the problem which they don't know. By doing free analysis for them, you can point to them the problems that they have, which can identify what they can do better. That's the technique we are using here. Again, we know who the leads we are reaching out to, which is coaching industry, and then we're telling them that you already have some kind of audit system to find students. Now I'm telling them that what I do in just one line. Also here I'm telling them that my lead magnet, I want to do an analysis of your current setup. If you have something wrong, I will tell you what to improve. Post that, I also will send you a quick report. That's the lead magnet. In short, do analysis, then give a quick report after the call. My postscript again, I know that sometimes when we are reaching out to these people, they do not have an outreach system. So what I do is I also try to tackle that portion of demographics also. I mean audience where they don't have an outreach system. What I say is, for those who don't have an outreach system, just reply or send over a list to help you start right away. These top half of the emails is for those who have an outreach system. This last quarter is for those who don't have outreach system. It's me saying that I'll do free analysis for those who have. For those who don't have, I will just tell you what to start, how to start. Now for sequence 2 of campaign B, I know that when they never reply to sequence 1, they are not interested for the free analysis. Now it's me asking for a referral technique. This referral technique is always working for enterprise companies. Now I'm wishing to try this technique for SMEs. Now I need a favor from you. Do you know anyone who might need this outreach system? Then I will just want to provide this complimentary analysis like the one I shared with you. Super short. Also telling them that they don't have a for how would I say, for instance, every email always have something that we are trying to sell to the lead. This time is just using this email as an anchor point, asking them to refer. Instead, I'm not selling anything to them, but I'm trying to sell to their friends or colleagues, asking them to refer. So sometimes it's easier for them to reply. They don't feel it like a sales email or whatsoever. But me again, in the postscript, trying to push the button further, asking them how many leads is there in the outreach system. Sometimes it's not a good idea to use this here, as we can keep it more pure in just asking for referral. So yeah, this is something we should improve. For campaign C, again, Alex Homer's technique. Straight away asking, are you trying to grow your student base? One-liner, trying to create curiosity. Next, we are giving a lead magnet saying that I got 100 free credits for you. This is what my lead system does. And then to be upfront, I would love for you to try out. I've added 100 credits to your account, see how it works. So this is me telling that sequence 2 is basically about me trying to explain that I've built a lead system for this industry. I've given you 100 credits, you want to try. Very simple, straightforward. No need to explain so much stuff. Yep, that's it for client C. Now let me take a look at the results. If I'm not wrong, I did get few leads. Okay, for campaign A, Campaign A. Yeah, this is the campaign A I'm talking about. If I'm not wrong, what he said was, yep, this is just a negative email. Okay, yeah. What he mentioned was he's not looking for more leads at the moment. Yep, like I say, negative response, when you push it further, you can know what are the reasons are they're not interested. And then yep, that's a bit about campaign A. Campaign B, let me just quickly, yep, a lot of negative replies actually, which also means that deliverability is working fine. Okay, I know that there's okay, campaign C, which is this particular campaign, the Alex Homozy technique. Yep, it did work. So what the person asked was, can you explain more? So from this, you all can know that Alex Homozy is a genius just by using his technique of trying to invoke curiosity. They did ask me, can you explain more? And then I went to explain further of what I do, and then there's no reply yet, but I'm trying to push this particular lead to a meeting. For this client, hopefully we can close one meeting. And then definitely one thing to say, Alex Homozy is still a genius. Not still, he's always a genius. Yep, that's it for client A, client B, and client C. Yes, I do understand it's very confusing, but yeah, to make these videos sound a bit more easy, first thing first, please watch my video to understand what's MTC. When you understand MTC, these things becomes super easy to grasp of why do I have campaign A, B, C for each client. And then next thing is to understand episode 2, you have to watch episode 1 of what this client does. I give a detailed explanation of this client's company details, but in this video now I can give you a quick one. Client A does provides fractional operational services. Client B provides culture development services, and then client C is basically a GTM company or automation company. Yep. Again, do watch each episode first before you move on to the next one to easily understand. For MTC, from what I see is I'm trying to master this micro batch testing campaign where I test in each round with minimum leads and then trying to scale it. You might be wondering why each round there's only very few replies, a lot of negative replies. Is because we are only testing with 100 to 200 leads. If you ask me whether it's sufficient to just have 100 or 200 leads, I'm really not sure at the moment. I'm really testing and then trying different things out. But I would say the testing, it really helps me to pinpoint and then see what works and what not works. But the big minus I would say for this thing is the testing takes super long, meaning before you scale you go multiple rounds. For instance, for my first client, I've already gone to, this is going to my 4th round. Yep. To streamline this, I'm still studying on how to get it better. One feature that I'm thinking about is while you are doing MTC, it would be good if you can launch automated AI campaigns. Okay, this is a hint. This is something that I am working on.